Hello everybody, and welcome back once again to Let's Play Disco Elysium. It's 10:30 at night. It's Thursday evening. Looking forward to a 4-day long weekend where I can spend my time sat at home like I have been for the past 4.5 weeks now. Hey, it's going to be 22 degrees tomorrow. You're probably seeing it's like Monday or something, but I might sit in the garden. Might get some fresh air for the first time in weeks. Anyway, and even though it is the start of the long weekend, and it is 10:30 at night, and I sat here playing this game for you guys, I am not having any rum. How about that? You look at me in shock, I know. Okay, so, in the last session, we took some drugs, had something to drink, talked with our friends outside the shack, and did some other stuff as well, work related, but mostly we just had a good time. Anyway, it's back to business now as we keep our eyes and ears to the ground, looking for... Remember what she's called again? Ruby! Looking for Ruby, that's the one. Anyway, we were going to go speak with the cryptozoologists and the guy at the tent before maybe entering the church in today's session, and as we were on our way to see the cryptozoologists, we noticed that there was what looks to be a father and son here. So let's go see what they're doing. We are living in very interesting times, Mikhail, says the father. We're assuming, at least, anyway.
And Mikhail, notice the windows, especially with how there are no windows on the south side. This was to deal with.
A blond man stands next to his son, pointing to the weather-worn ruins. He sees you approaching and smiles.
You, officers, come to investigate the historic subtext of West Martinaise. I'm Trant Heidelstein. You must be Kim Kitsuragi, right? I was just telling my son about this building. Not a lot of people realize the historic significance here. Very rich in hypertext.
Okay, who is this man?
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, you know each other?
No, I can't say that we've met before, but I've heard of Kim, of course. Mikhail, say hi to the officers.
About me? Have you heard about me? Have you heard about me? Come on, the famous Costello. Surely you've got... No? The child stays hidden behind the hem of his father's coat, clutching his worm-themed colouring book. Obviously a little bit shy. Don't worry, we'll spare. We're experts with kids. We'll have a meeting out the palm of our hands. Yeah, of course we will.
Mikhail's a little tired today. We spent all night trying to run Orbis on his radio computer. Have you heard of it? It's a programming language used in Grad. Quite tricky, but he wanted to play this Grad-made adventure program. We've been getting really into worms lately.
Yeah, I think we're beginning to draw the conclusion that he talks too much.
But I assume you're not here for giant worms, when there are so many real things to see. Just as I was telling Mikhail before, this is where the Coalition landed in '08. We could be standing on what is the most interesting landmark in Revachol West.
Of course, yes. He points to the building, yeah, and I bet Kitsuragi's loving this. This man is your half-brother. You feel it, but why? Half-brother? He's no brother of mine. Bloody hell, man, don't stop gabbing. Do you have any money? What's so fascinating about this empty old bloody building? Yeah, let's wind him up. Aha, but it's not just any empty old building. He raises his hand to his eyes. Springtime sun warming his handsome face. All four of you turn to admire the mural before you. Four men looking at a random mural. Well, 3 men and a child at least. What a picture that would be. Oh, well, yes, a mural. Oh my God, fascinating. On the side of an abandoned building as well. Oh my God, oh, it's so bloody marvellous. What not a lot of people know is this used to be the R&D department of Feld Electrical. And Feld, which now sells ink cartridges, mostly was once a top dog in the turn-of-the-century cybernetics boom. Hold on, what's R&D? course we know what bloody R&D is. Let's just take a look at the building and act like we know what we're looking at here. It looks old and weathered, with seagulls picking apart its stone and metal carcass. Bushy undergrowth has taken hold of the collapsed rooftop. Some kind of bird has set up a nest on a broken windowsill. I don't think I've ever heard of Feld Electrical. That's not surprising. Only a Vestigal ink cartridge and ferrotape manufacturer remains. He adjusts his suit jacket. They started out as a Midway electronics outfit in Königstein 2 centuries ago. After an aggressive move to Revachol, Feld became a global player in the emerging personal electronics market of the pre-revolutionary era. Still, Tricentennial was beating them in business machines. He gestures toward the building, but Feld had an ace up their sleeve, or should I say they were developing an ace up their sleeve. He grins. I'm mixing my metaphors here. Yes, what was that? We shouldn't really be encouraging this, but I am kind of interested. Go on, might as well let him finish. Ah, it was here in Martinez, possibly in this very building, that they developed prototypes for a, he pauses for effect, tape computer. Oh, wow. Magnificent. A tape computer? Tape computer? An elegant folding mechanism of rollers and ferrotape ribbons, portable enough to be a take-it-home solution, revolutionizing business machines, possibly even bringing them to the average consumer, which is a feat of engineering even today's giants Ream, ICN and Zan haven't achieved yet. He grins, admiring the sentence he just produced. Okay, well, what happened then? If they're so, or were so technologically advanced, why on earth they disappeared? Indeed, what? The revolution? The boy wipes his nose on his sleeve. His father nods. Unfortunately, their moonshot project never made to the market. Feld's move to Revachol backfired. The revolutionary government liquefied their assets and expropriated those very advanced prototypes, possibly from this very building, or one of the adjacent ruins. He pauses, pointing to the other buildings, then continues. All of this was built by Feld, even the boardwalk. Wild Pines built Martinez proper as a resort for their middle management. Feld built this side of town for R&D. So you're saying that they, boom, probably stamping on the old crickety boards, they built all this? Yes, they even built a pleasure wheel, but that got destroyed in the war. A pleasure wheel, says Kisaragi. He looks wistfully at the horizon as if picturing gondolas rising to the sky. Yes, to lure in their star engineers. This part of Martinez was nothing but reeds before Feld arrived. They had to make the prospect of living here attractive. It was supposed to become a global centre for innovation in cybernetics, but history had other plans. Right. I mean, it's probably quite interesting, really, but it's beginning to snow. Probably a bit parky this morning, and we've got things to do, and we just can't really listen any more of his blathering. So I think, yeah, very good. Well, unfortunately, sir, I've got things to do. Oh, by the way, I'm looking for a suspect. Have you seen anybody suspicious around here? No, I'm afraid I can't help you with this one. It's just a regular day off for me and Mikhail here. He pats his son's head. So you haven't seen anyone around? No, I'm sorry. As I said, this is just a day off. We just arrived anyway. Right, well, thank you very much. No, thanks to you for having me and little Mikhail here to pick your brain. A very interesting conversation indeed. Pick our brain? You haven't bloody picked our brain. You've talked our ears off. But anyway, we bid you good day. Righty-ho. Not quite the conversation we were hoping for, but anyway, we'll continue onwards. Let's get a bit of a morning jog on, shall we? Here they are! One of these has got to be the cryptozoologist, surely. Oh, did we not loot this when we first came round here? Have we missed something here? Yeah, a bit of coin just lying about. Okay. I love this music so much. Tiny cages. Aha.
Here we go. Nice and easy. No way out, little guys. Not out of this jam.
There's a cylinder on the ground in which the man is arranging some netting. It looks like some kind of trap. He notices you.
Who's there? Oh, the police. Hello, officer.
Is that the police? Why's the police here?
Gary, the crypto-fascist.
Don't worry, Gary. I'll handle it.
Nobody, Gary. And you look like, from the description given to me by your wife, you must be Morel, the cryptozoologist.
To what do I owe the pleasure?
Yes, I've been sent by Lena. She's buried word for you and is waiting for you to get back.
Ah, of course. Thank you for passing along the message. That damned waterlock is broken, and we can't go all the way around the 881.
Yes, well, it's been now fixed, the waterlock. We've crossed it just recently. Why would we tell him about our car being crashed? No, bloody hell, don't be silly.
Oh, good. We should really be getting back. Gary could use a hot shower and a warm bed.
Indeed he could.
Did he say we can go back now?
What the hell is he shouting for? It sounds like it's a bloody tunnel.
Yes, Gary, we can go soon. If you see Lena, tell her I won't be long.
Yes, Gary.
Sir, your wife is waiting for you.
Yes, as in now.
I just have to do one more round. See if the phasmid has taken the bait. Then we're going.
He refastens a bit of netting that has come loose in the wind. Well, we do know that he has a bit of a fascination with cryptozoology. Remember the conversation with Lena and Kitsuragi's face? You thought he was doing it to wind him up. I think he actually has got a secret fascination with cryptozoology. Anyway, let's cut to the chase first of all, and then we'll get to the sort of more, less business conversation after. What the hell is going on with this damn phone? Shut up! Flipping hell, I'm telling you now, right? All day, for the past few days. I should just have it on silent. It's on vibrate, and it's just got... It's WhatsApp is the problem. Anyway, right, where are... It's, as I said, it's 10:30 at night. Suspect, red hair, woman. Seen anything like that round here? I'm afraid not, officer. I've been busy digging around in the reeds for days, looking for signs of insect activity. I'm less interested in mammalian concerns, to be perfectly honest. The lieutenant takes a short note in his notebook and gestures for you to proceed. Yes, well, okay, fine. He's not saying a Kitsuragi, so we're just start talking about things less, less work and more pleasure. Tell me about this phasmid. Well, first of all, it's damn difficult to find, which is why we've been knee-deep in the reeds laying traps for it. Yeah, what makes it so difficult? Good question. Being a phasmid of the order Phantasmodia, a ghost insect, it disguises itself as plant matter. In this case, the reeds. He looks around. Awful lot of reeds around, aren't there? And I suspect it may also have developed other specialised techniques to protect itself from predators, or scientists in our present case. Well, what kind of techniques? It's my hypothesis that it has evolved certain electrochemical defences that allow it to interfere with animal perception, impeding pattern recognition, confusing the visual cortex. But I cannot describe how these defences work, much less how they evolved, without studying a live specimen. Yes, it makes perfect sense. You're beginning to suspect there's something paranatural about this phasmid. Oh, and how big is it? I'm expecting it to be quite giant. One known species of phasmid called the Megaphasmodia zoonesis is about the size of a grown man's forearm, so he leaves a conclusion up to you. Seems puny, to be honest. Yeah, puny. So what have you discovered about it so far? Very little, I'm sorry to say. No one's ever captured a specimen, so all our information is based on first and third hand accounts. So no one's ever found one? Not yet. He holds up his index finger. That's what makes it a cryptid. The lieutenant interjects. Just out of curiosity, if there's no proof of its existence, how do you know it's real? I know it's real, the cryptozoologist says brusquely, even though he seems taken aback by it. By which I mean, he says, gathering himself, I've heard enough first-hand accounts to believe quite firmly that the Insulindian phasmid is more than mere suspicion. Yeah, well, Lena said that there's been a potential sighting here. In Martinez. Yes, the most recent sighting was by a couple of teenagers along the coast. That's what brought us to Martinez specifically. It's the first credible sighting in several decades. Admittedly, it's an unusual location for this species, but with all the sewerage runoff upstream, it probably doesn't matter much anymore. Well, maybe it's died out? The cryptozoologist shakes his head vigorously. I have to resist the thought. Such an extraordinary creature is doubtlessly highly resilient. After all, it's generally thought to be capable of parthenogenesis. Yeah, the females don't need males to reproduce. Makes it easier for a species to survive in adverse conditions. Females reproducing without males? A travesty. Cramming his passion and common sense, surely. Nature does not concern herself with ethical propositions. As a scientist, my interest is strictly dispassionate. Right, well, tell me about these traps. Well, he points at the cage of mesh and wiring on the ground. They may not look impressive, but Lena designed them quite cleverly, so I'm sure they'll do the trick. Oh, she designed them? Yes, he says with some pride. And how do they work? Simple. Attracted by the locusts, the phasmid crawls down the funnel and, having eaten its fill, can't get back out. At least, that's the intention. The net isn't a perfect solution, but we didn't want to use anything that might damage the specimen's delicate exoskeleton. And what are you using as bait? Locusts. He gestures toward the trap. Nearly all known phasmids are herbivores, of course, but we've hypothesized that the Insulindian phasmid might occasionally prey on other insects. A meat-eating stick insect? Does it pretend to be the reeds as part of its ambush behaviour? This seems unlikely. A carnivorous stick insect does seem unlikely. Thank you for your opinion. We have also included plant material in the traps to satiate your skepticism. No, it's not skepticism. It's just logic. That's what it is. Anyway, what will you do if these traps don't work? They'll work, I assure you. The predatory can't get my words out today. Hypothesis using locusts as bait accounts for the failure of previous efforts by other teams which used plants. We have given this some thought. Well, Lena did seem pretty eager for you to return, so I would suggest you don't dawdle. And I'm eager to return to her, I assure you, but I can't leave before we finish with these traps. He looks south, where Lena would be. My wife understands that just as well as anyone. Come on, Morel, we've been soaking out here for days, it's time to go back. And leave the traps? Absolutely not, he yells in response. I won't let Lena down. Come on, she wants us back. I'm soaked up to my nuts over here. We'll both catch reed crabs if we don't dry out soon. I didn't know phasmid was so important to Lena. Of course it's important to her. She's seen it. A verified sighting on record. Only one of only 4 this century. And it's hers. She sighted it. She never mentioned that. Yes, that's how we first came to know one another, in fact. But that's her story to tell, not mine. He coughs and continues. Needless to say, you must ask her about the mysterious phasmidoid. Phasmidoid? Get it right, Titan Empire. Suffice to say, it's long been our dream to find proof of the Insulindian phasmid together. I can't abandon course now. Another cough into his fist this time. Well, as a man that's been known to be called the can opener, you know, not one to let things slide, and I can appreciate somebody that doesn't give up on things. Good. A good quality to have, both for a police officer and an experimental zoologist. We're not checking the traps, though. No, we draw the line at that, even despite maybe slight interest in cryptozoology. And we're not interested about his history, really, either. So, we'll get going now. Do we want to speak to Gary? Might as well.
Hello, I'm Gary. How do you do, officer? Yellow man. I mean, officer.
What? The lieutenant raises his eyebrows slightly and takes out his notebook. I think you're picking up the wrong thing, Kitsuragi. Unless you plan to beat him with your notes. I'd take out something a bit more sturdy. Yellow man. Interesting. This is something to ask him about after a little probing first. Oh, yeah, let's probe away.
I'm just waiting for my friend Morel to finish up with his insect traps so we can return to civilization.
Civilization? You don't like the great outdoors, then?
I like nature, just not this bloody coast. It's mostly drunks and degenerates that come here.
We were out here. The guy that died was a drunk and he's out here. And a mad woman. He's probably not far off the truth. That is my crew. Nobody's perfect. I'm sure you've had a drink or two in your time, surely.
Oh, I've been tempted, but someone has to stay strong for Rivercall.
His gaze shifts to the pile of soggy logs at his feet. He pronounces Revocol with a hard K, unlike other people. Serious question time. This man is no innocent. No one is. Yeah, I think you find you've pronounced it wrong, mate. I like to pronounce it the hard way, the old way, the Vespertine way. He nods solemnly. He winks at you, trying to relay some hidden message, inviting you to mispronounce it too, perhaps. It's odd. It's a secret rite, a very fringe nationalist handshake, probably. This your mug? My mug? Why would you think that? Yeah, it's a yellow man. It's not something many people go around saying. Really, I hear it all the time. In jest, of course. No offence meant to anyone. Yes. Did I mention I found this mug at the scene of a lynching as well? Okay, I admit it. I threw the mug away in the trash container behind the hostel. I know I shouldn't have, and I'm very sorry, officer. He pauses. You're not going to fine me, are you? Yes, I am going to fine you. 100 real. We will go middle ground. Surely this won't work. Yeah. It's the first time we get to rip out our tickets. Holy hell, it's taken long enough. Right, yeah. We hereby fine you for racist behaviour. 100 real we do. He accepts the copy of the ticket with a bow. Okay, I deserve that, and I won't do it again. You have my word. I don't know what got into me. Stuffing my garbage in another man's property. I've been having trouble at work lately. The Kojkas are price dumping us out of competition. What did you do, Gary? Nothing. Just answering some questions, helping out the law. Here we go. Start pumping that sweet info. How did you get into the trash container? I know a guy who works with trash collection services. CS Municipal. He gave me a master key for the trash containers of Martinez. Master key? Why would you need to get into everyone's trash? So I can use the Whirling's trash compactor to store my own stuff, he says, bowing shamefully like a fallen knight. Garbage disposal is expensive as hell. The damn Himians run it like a mob. I'm sorry, okay? I thought I could cut costs. I shouldn't have disgraced myself. Disgraced? The lieutenant raises his eyebrows and looks up. No need for the histrionics, sir. It was, after all, just a trash container. He studies his reaction. Gary doesn't answer. Did you put the clothes of a murder victim, the man that was hanged behind the rolling in rags, into the trash container? Officer, please. He raises both hands. Let me explain. It's not like that. Please do explain. I was only cleaning up. I live right across the yard from where he was hanged, and I saw him stripped naked. All the clothes lying around in the yard, smelling. People are animals, you know. Okay, yes, carry on. Then I came out to clean up the rags because no one else would. I put them in the whirling's trash along with a broken mug, admittedly. He changes his mind mid-sentence. Okay, I was coming to throw the mug away, and, well, I threw the mug there and the clothes as well. Right, it was just civic duty, the lieutenant remarks drolly. Exactly, that's exactly what it was. That's exactly what it was. Civic duty. You wouldn't know anything about his missing armour, would you, as well? While we're on the subject? Armour? No, he changes his mind. I mean, yes, of course, I know he was wearing armour, but I don't know anything about it. Is that so? You really watch what you're telling me, sir? I still have my tickets in hand. How much for lying to police officers, Kitsuragi? $2.50? Let's move on for now. I hope I could help your investigation in my small way. He's visibly relieved it's over. Don't be so relieved yet, Gary. This bad cop may have been in your apartment, admiring your mug collection. Perhaps a little intimidation? Composure. Why is he shifting around? Our shoes give us negative to composure, I believe. Okay, we'll see. Some of these might also help. So, right, some more questions, Gary. Some more questions. Do you know anything about this hanging? This hanged man? Who he was? Anything? I told you everything I know, sir. I'm truly sorry for the mug, but I have nothing to do with that. He shifts uncomfortably in his clothes. Right. Okay. You were surprised to see my colleague Kitsuragi. No, we won't push on that. And we're not bothered about speaking to him, particularly about cryptozoology. So, just in a rather strange twist, just going to slip off our shoes before we look kind of weird. Right, where's composure? No, +1 to composure. Oh, they're actually +1 to composure, these shoes. Oh, anything minus composure? I thought the shoes were minus composure due to their heels, but that might be minus to savoir-faire because of the heels. Right, okay, fine. What about anything else that gives us composure? Boots of minus composure. +1 to Kingdom of Conscious. I may have to put those on. Okay, so nothing else to help us with that. We found out who put the... Analyse the composure, you see, to see if he's hiding something more. We think he is, but I don't think we're going to be good enough to find out. But we'll try.
Always apply, I mean, officers.
We lost morale for that. Okay. Yeah, he's looking fairly comfortable. Maybe it was just beads. Sounded like beads, but what kind of beads might a man like Gary be hiding beneath his clothes? Are you wearing prayer beads? Anal beads? Did that say anal beads? Oh, I've just missed that option. I'm sure it's an anal beads. I should have spent more time looking. I don't pray, officer. Faith in non-existent helpers is a sign of weakness, not for proper Revocolian men such as ourselves. Okay, fine. So you live in the nearby apartments, yeah? Over there. Where? There. Sure do, officer. And you're a big man from Helmdal fan, is he? How... I saw that ridiculous poster in your apartment along with all your other colonious memorabilia. But why were you in my apartment, officer? Well, Mr. Everett Clare asked me to get your door open. I figured I'd take a look around while I was at it. I didn't really want to say it, but we got a choice. So you work for Everard Clare? He realises what's going on and changes his tone. Officer, please tell him we're good. No, tell him. I'll make it up to him. What have I done? He'll send the muscle after me. The man looks around, whispering. He makes sure no one hears you talk. Yes. Trying to shit yourself, Gary? It's just an open door. What could it be about? He frets to himself, not taking your advice. I probably talked too loud, in the whirling, about some theories I had. Whatever it is, I'm done with it. He looks around nervously. I won't do it again. If there's anything I can do to assist you, or the union, just ask, okay? I'll try to help if I can. They scared him proper. He's positively melting from fear. Has to prop himself up with a lot of anger to keep it together. The weather vane has turned, the lieutenant remarks with a smirk. He cannot be unturned. He clearly liked his squirming. He may even have changed his mind about the whole door opening operation. Yes, and now the composure has ramped up a hell of a lot and it's unlocked for a second attempt. Should we maybe get him to... Yeah. Surprised to see my colleague, were you? Not many Seolites here or anywhere other than Seol. I meant no offence, truly. Do you have a problem with Seolites? No problem at all. He flashes an impenetrable smile at Kim. Okay, fine. Right, let's check his composure again. Why is he shifting around? Keep analysing his composure. We will get him to crack. Critical failure. And it's now locked. Okay, he keeps shifting uncomfortably, but you can't make head or tail of what's going on. This sound of beads. What is it? I want to know. Well, if we ever improve our composure, we know where to come. Right, but we need some pills. Got a cracking headache. Must be the come down of the old, the old sniffy last night. It's getting to us. We're losing our bloody touch here. Thank you for your cooperation, Gary. We may return. So don't get too comfortable. Right. The Man from Hyundal series. Okay, why is this not going down properly? Scattering of bullet holes. So all of these checks now are unlocked to us, including the net picker Lillian. Is this the opportunity for us to go have a wander? We'll have to do that this evening. Oh yes, we shall. Anyway, thank you for your time. Let's get cracking, Kitsuragi. Now where were we? Or where are we? Where can we go? No further than this. A shaggy-looking girl in her late teens or early 20s kneels on the ice with an electronic contraption in her hand. Hearing you approach, she looks up.
Hello there.
It's cold out here, but she's not wearing a hat. She must be freezing. Everyone knows drugs make you invulnerable to cold. You bet this one likes to party. Dear child, it's freezing. Where's your hat? I don't think he really cares much for, people's welfare. I have questions. A cold wind blows in from the sea. She breathes on her fingers for warmth, looking up. Have you seen a red-haired woman around? No? Just no? It's pretty desolate here. I only hear the dogs bark at night and see the shadows move down the coast. Okay. And, what's your name? A cell? A Kel? A cell. And your surname? Why? Because I'm a police officer and I'm asking you. That's why. Okay, well, it's Berger. A very common name. You have little reason to doubt that's a real name, but she's not at all surprised by this cop show questioning, is she? No, she's not. What's that device you have there? This, she breathes on her freezing fingers. It's a portable recording device. It's for field recording. Low quality, but still. And the wires? Actually, just one wire. I picked on it till the braiding came loose. The wire leads to a contact microphone. We won't act as if we don't know what it is. Nah. Yeah, I know exactly what that is. Got it, yeah. Okay. And what are you doing out here in the cold? Recording, I guess. And what is it you are recording exactly? I think I'm recording cracks in the ice, but there's no way to tell. Not without headphones. I think I just recorded your footsteps too. Not sure how that will sound. She scratches her forehead. And what are these recordings for? The cracks and the footsteps. The musicians in the Elysium use them for making music. They loop the stuff, cutting the tapes together. They make music out of cracks in the ice and keys jangling. Crazy sounds like that. It's hard to explain. Okay. Anyway, I thought I'd make some more too. It's supposed to be like a music place anyway. She rubs her shoulders and looks around. The girl is cold all of a sudden. Very cold. I don't really know what I'm doing. They use synthesizers too. I don't have a synthesizer. She is on some kind of stimulant. Amphetamine or mephedrone. And its effects are wearing off fast. She will begin to experience more and more valleys now and fewer peaks. Take this. You're cold. The lieutenant begins to take off his jacket. Oh, bloody hell, get him here, old father figure. No, man, fuck that, I'm cool. I'm sorry, I said that. I'm sorry about the fuck. It's okay. The lieutenant backs up. He throws you a glance. I ain't giving him my hat. Are you having a laugh? We just found this bad boy. You said it's supposed to be a music place. What is? That. She nods toward the church. The boys think it could be a place, like the Palaceum or something. Stupid. It's really... She pauses. Not going to be a Palaceum, that's for sure. The boys? Yeah, Andre and the guys. They're inside, in the tent. And why is that? Why are you freezing out here while the boys are inside? They got too much stuff crammed in there. No room. What kind of stuff? Music stuff mostly, like this tape recorder, but bigger. And there's piles of it. And why not leave some of it outside so you don't have to freeze? It's that can opener, you see, he's getting in there now. That stuff is more expensive than I am. More expensive than any of us, really. Doesn't matter, I can take the cold. Yeah, well, I've got more questions. Tell me about this music place you've been planning in the church. It's supposed to become like a club for anodic dance music. Like that new style of synthesizer stuff they play at the Palaceum. Except that, yeah, she looks at the old wooden church up on the poles as a mean wind comes bellowing in. The 6-story 6 stories? Bloody hell. Lets out a doleful shriek. The floorboards are twisting, and the shooting beams are slowly cracking like bones. Far east of the Golden Delta, beyond the industrial port, there is a black patch of unlit coast with the smallest creatures on the ice. There will never be a club for anodic music here. Not in a million years. Well, we do like music. What is anodic dance music? You know, anodic cathodic music that's made with electronic instruments. Like what? Synthesizers and tape consoles, microcomputers too, anything that uses electricity. But it isn't guitars. Also found sounds, stuff like that. You see a clear, beautiful, violent flashes of light. Light cutting through a smoke-filled darkness. That is what the future will look like, if it ever comes. So you want to turn the club into a church then, is that it? I know. She nods toward the sloping mass of wood on the coast and shivers. It's not my idea. Andre and the boys found the place. It was supposed to be deserted, but now they can't even take it. Hey! Her black eyes widen. You two are cops. Yes. Okay, well, she hesitates. Maybe you could talk to Andre and the guys because there are some strange things going on in that church. If you're a police officer, you should look into it, right? Yeah, maybe I should talk to them. They're inside that thing there. She points to the tent. Would be cool if you did. Was there something else? Maybe. Why are you so comfortable with being questioned? Well, it's just questions, right? You're questioning me. That's what cops do. You've been questioned before. Once or twice, yeah. I'm sorry I haven't had the Revachol experience. They get east of the river. So what trouble have you been in then? Come on. Usual. Had a shitty run as a teenager. Usual. You know, drinking, getting into fights. The ugly stuff that happens when you move out of your parents' place at 13 in Faubourg. Okay. Why did you need to move out at such a young age? My dad was a drunk. Plus, I guess I just wanted to drink too, you know? Get my party on. Ooh. Drinking, partying and disco music are bad for you. But so damn good. Because I am a party animal myself. A major party animal. All right. She smiles a little without meaning to. Right. We could pick up. We can't pick it up. We're going to fail miserably. I think we'll leave it. All right. So we need to speak with the guys in the tent. We've got 2 points to spend, which I'll get round to before the next session, I think. Okay. Ooh, before we go in the tent, we'll just have a quick look around here. Tribalistic markings. Trash from some unending party. Seems like a home away from homes. Okay, so here's a tent flap. That's our polling fabric. Inside, 3 young men are listening to some new form of music. It looks like nothing you've ever heard. One of them looks at you.
Come on, get in and close the flap behind you. The warm stuff's getting out.
Inviting us in. Safe to assume this is their leader. Or at least he thinks he is. Yeah, well, you know what? Why not? Can't beat them, join them. And check this music out.
Sorry, you barely have room for one.
Yeah, wait out there, Kitsuragi. I'll be out soon.
You go ahead. I'm too old for this.
What you trying to say? I'm actually not, he thinks. I just dislike delinquents.
I'm sure you will feel right at home. I'll keep watch.
He gestures for you to squeeze in. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. Big speaker. Oh yeah, look at this. We're off. We are off. Last night we saw our mate, what's he called, who give us the stories. Tonight, walk on the beach, and we're coming back here for a party. You see a youngish man bleaching the tips of his hair with a toothbrush. He puts the toothbrush down and extends his hand in greeting.
Hello, I'm Andre. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Hello, Andre. Shake the man's hand. Why not? These are the kind of guys we could get down with, have a few drinks, have a laugh, you know. Get a bit of information out of him. His grip is strong, sweaty and warm. He's trying to project and inspire confidence.
This is my posse. Noid.
Posse? Posse, is it? Noid? The young man with earrings looks at you suspiciously.
An egghead.
Oh, egghead.
Egg!
The tape player high above his head continues to blast what is probably anodic music.
Together with a Settle Burger, who's out there right now, doing some seriously progressive sonic experimentation. We like to think of ourselves as music venue organisers.
Oh, so how many venues have you organised? Out of interest. None.
We have many in the pipeline, officer.
In the pipeline. Right, why are you here?
You see, We've been all over Jamrock North, prospecting for real estate to establish a new venue in.
Also for talent.
Yeah, thank you, Egghead. And while there is no shortage of raw, unfettered talent spinning tapes in Jamrock, we've had rotten luck with the real estate part.
Place is a shithole.
I apologise for my friend Lloyd's potty mouth. I realise this is not how you speak to a police officer. He has authority issues.
Does he? Right. Well, yeah. We're not overly concerned. Was there something you wanted? Your friend Estelle said there was a problem with the church.
Ah, so you've met her. Good.
Yeah. Of course, she's just sat outside.
Yeah, it's a matter of occupied ecclesiastical property. I bet you've noticed the derelict hive of Malcolmania on the coast.
Sorry?
I'm talking about the church, and I'm not exaggerating. Even a place of spiritual refuge can become a magnet for all sorts of dopeheads and burnouts if left unattended.
Dope heads.
Burnouts?
He angrily spits on a screw and starts cleaning it.
Well, I'm sad to say, that's exactly what happened. Sad because we were just about to put Martinez on the map with one of the maddest dance clubs in Jamrock. Nah, strike that, in Revachol.
Strike that, the word.
And sadder yet, because the dopeheads and burnouts hold up in there are the worst kind.
He leans back a little, watching you with a steady, serious gaze, letting you imagine just how bad those dopeheads and burnouts really are. Good. This calls for an opinion. You're an expert in those. Dopeheads? Now. What kind? The spooky kind. And what do you mean by spooky? I was hoping you would be the judge of that, officer. All I can say is their spookiness is the kind that keeps us from restoring this church in a community centre and a place of spiritual refuge. Also, they don't heat or clean the building. Shit's gonna collapse. People just want to spin tapes without them spooking it up. Place has bad signs. No one can dance like that. Thank you, Egghead. So, you're going to look into it, right? It should be a police matter, getting them out. Whatever spooky stuff they're doing. I'm not sure it's what the Ecclesiastes... I don't flip it, no. Meant their property for. What the churchgoers. The churchgoers, yeah, that's the ones. Right. Well, it's a 6-story building. We're looking for someone. She may be in there. I'll take a look into it. Tell me more. Andre's obviously very happy you took him seriously. The whole tent is. The boys exchange giddy looks. Right. I need information. What's the status of the church? I asked Noy to install a measure against more drifters wandering in. A padlock. It's a temporary fix. Just something to contain the situation. I had to do it in a hurry. Not my best work, but it should hold for a while. And what about the key? Of course, Noid. Give the officer the key. Alright. The speed freak dips into his belt and produces a yellow key. He then makes a sudden, cool, infused move, tossing it in your general direction. Catch the key as it flies toward you. Of course we're going to try it. Probably fail miserably, but hey ho. Ah, look at that. You sense the trajectory of the little piece of metal and plastic. The object makes a small ringing sound as it approaches just the tiniest chime to your left. Boom! Ka-ching! The key hits your palm. The speed freaks nod approvingly. Oh yeah. Nothing gets past me, my friends. Nothing gets past me. Bask in the glory. Oh yeah. The young man with the ribcage-shaped suspenders looks at you standing there, with a goofy grin on your face. The word August used as an adjective. That's how cool it feels to be old and cool in the eyes of the young. Let's face it, you're near death, yet bathed in the golden rays of stately grandeur, like a late summer's day, like a daddy-o, like a tequila sunset. Damn right I'm a tequila sunset. Oh yeah. Of course you are. It's too late to be a tequila sunrise now. There will be no sunrise. Not for you. Oh dear. How long have these people been locked in there? Not long. Like a week maybe? And how can you be sure they haven't starved to death? I'm super sure they're alive. I mean, come on, I'm at least 90%, maybe 85% sure they're still alive. Yeah, 85 is good enough, yeah. If there's loads of cannibalism, you know? Exactly, that's exactly what we thought. The cage of the rage, rough blaze. Egg means the situation is monitored. The man nods grimly. It's relatively safe, no one has died yet. Okay, so who are these people inside the church? Truth is, I don't really know, none of us do. I don't even know how many there are. All we've seen are glimpses. Anything else? Yes, he leans in for emphasis. There's also the machinery. This machinery is of the deeply mystical variety. When I first scouted the place back in February, it was abandoned, empty. Took some time getting the crew together, so about 2 weeks ago we came here hoping to set the stuff up. Suddenly, there are all these strange machines lying around in there. One of them has wires running into bowls of water. Wires? Into water? Never seen anything like it. Andre, tell him about the feeling. Oh, and it felt like there was some thing in there with us, watching us from the dark. No, the other one. Which other one? I'm not as in tune with my emotions as you are, Egg. Felt like silence. Awful silence. But have you actually physically seen anyone? Not exactly. We've just seen someone who we think is a woman go in and out of the church a couple of times, and we felt someone or something eyeing us inside. Wait. Just roll back a second. Roll back a second. Red hair? Woman? Red hair? Maybe lorry driver looking woman? Sure, why not? Yeah. But not really, the other one adds. Brown hair, old, heavy, dark signs. So which one is it? Red-headed lorry woman or brown-headed old? What Noid said. For God's sake. Ruby's gone. The woman is someone else. Okay, tell me about this thing watching you. Like you aren't alone, you know? It wasn't quite human, if you know what I mean. Non-human means a predator. Who was this dark shape climbing upside down along the ceiling? Like some kind of crab man. Crab man? Yeah, you know, the way it was climbing up and around the ceiling like a crab. The other one agrees. It was stalking a cell, exhibiting ambush behaviour. Are you sure there was a crab man in there? Yeah, totally. I mean, I didn't personally see it. Estelle was alone that time, but I believe her. If she comes out running and says there's a crab in there, there's a crab in there. You should ask her about it, but be nice. Don't tell her you don't believe in the crab. The implications of this are too numerous to consider. Proceed with caution. Learn all you can before entering that dark building. There probably is no crab man. Don't let them draw you in with this nonsense. Right, tell me about the machinery. You should talk to Noid about that. I just got a distinct burnout and dopehead sign from them. Probably jacked me up. Probably jacked up some snuff station too. Probably. Very likely. With a small surge of PEA. Alertness fills you, as if to say, this is a dark corner. Look behind it. Jacked up to some snuff station? He means like one of those rich boy private radio stations where you can listen to people getting killed on, then jerk off to it. Sick shit. Oh. Not that we would know anything about that. No, he just likes relay stuff. We're getting derailed here in short. You can talk to Noid about the machines, he'll tell you more. So how can you be sure that they're burnouts and dopeheads if you haven't seen them? Well, honestly I can't, but I am. Why not? Let's go with that. Fair enough. I'm 70% sure they're substance users. Don't let the technology fool you. He makes little quotation marks with his fingers when he says technology. Okay. So who are the people that own the church? Apparently a powerful religious organisation with roots in ancient mass society. And they're the custodians of the Pericarnassian Church. Plus they anoint the innocents. They like made the innocentic system, no? Yeah. Doesn't sound like the kind of people would appreciate a dance club in their church, however. Yeah, totally wrong about that. He shakes his head. The Pericarnassian Church is about love. Anodic music is about love. I got love for my Pericarnassian posse. Love is the relay out of death. We dance. He finally shakes the tape player as if to see if he can break it. Love is hardcore. Unity. Unity. Make some noise for my Insulindian posse. He turns the volume up and looks at you with a knowing nod, as if it's obvious you will now break into dance. No, don't do it, kid. Don't do it, Costo. Don't do it. You feel it. The anodes and the cathodes coursing through you. Your big toe starts tapping along to the base, as if testing the waters. Just enjoy the beat. Continue. So you're tapping the foot. Tapping the foot. Nodding the head. Feels good. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, you know what? Music. Speaking with you, I can see it. I can see it. Anodic music is about love, and so is the church. How foolish of me to question it. Yeah, the place to be. Do it for the masses. Do it for the crew. His friends form a fist with a screwdriver still in his hand, approvingly so. I didn't want to say it, but it was pretty lame of you to imply otherwise. Anyway, you got more questions? No. Do I want to ask about the temple of equipment? Nah, not really. Not really. Anyway.
So you had a talk with Andre, and now you want to discuss things with Noid? Good.
Skin shows through the holes in the Speed Freak's two large sweater in front of him, an open toolbox full of carpentry tools and
It's
parts.
good you talked to Andre first. Gave me time to get a reading on your side. Can't really talk to people before you get a reading.
He runs his hand through his hair, which is combed back, and in mock seriousness, and continues to fiddle with some gears. What is this sign talk? I mean, it's... yeah, gotta compare, see if we can align. Interesting. I suck at socialising, man. Even now our sign synchronisation is way off, but I'll see what I can do. He continues to rearrange his tools. Tell me about these machines in the church. He cringes. Weird stuff, specialised. There was a data processor and some sort of long-wave machinery. Wires going into water, gives off a spy sign or some fucked up Samaran science sign. You know, the kind that goes headfirst into the supernatural. Ooh. Supernatural. And what's wrong with the supernatural? Nothing's wrong with it. It should definitely be researched. You can still do sick shit with it, though. The sickest. That is perhaps why it should be researched. So you think the supernatural exists? Most of it doesn't exist, but there's also stuff that isn't allowed to exist because the moralists think it's too dangerous for the plebs. Psionic powers, pale-related diseases, pretenders pretending to be human, folk rights, that kind of stuff. Fine. Right, well, I think we'll leave this screamy guy alone, and we'll exit the tent. Bloody me's. Goodness me. Whew. Right, do we have to help the Ravens start a nightclub? I wonder if we'll get royalties. Okay, one last conversation with Estelle, and then we're ready to go into the church, I think.
So you talked to my associates, right? Are you
I
gonna
did.
help with the
Yeah, I think I will. You know what? I think I will. If only because I want to look in there, just to make sure that Ruby isn't in here.
talk? Great. Let us know if there's any progress, will ya? We've been
Yeah, I will do.
weeks here.
Yeah, but the other said you were inside the church. You failed to mention that information previously. What did you see in there? Oh, that. You're not going to believe me. There's no point in telling you. Go ahead and tell me. Okay, she nods. I went in and saw a woman next to one of those machines there. Noid calls it a mainframe. She was dressed like someone who was being raised by their grandmother, you know. Strange old clothes, had this absent expression. Didn't say anything, just stood still. Go on. And then, you know, right behind her, a man crawled down the wall, upside down like a crab, down the church wall. I think the woman didn't even know he was there. He was completely silent. He stopped right before he got to the floor, then just hung there like that, looking at me. Right at me. I fucking turned around and walked out. End of story. Like a crab, you say? Says Kitsuragi. The lieutenant nods. His face is stone. What does this crab man look like? Casting perhaps a sort of sceptical sideways glance at Kitsuragi. It was too dark. She shakes her head. I couldn't tell exactly. But you know what? I believe you. I believe you. I do. Why? Well, what would you stand to gain from lying about it, eh? Nothing, she says. Anyway, what else? Nothing else. For now. Right. Well, that's put a slight slant on our little foray into the church, hasn't it? I thought we were just going to find nothing but dust. A couple of pews, a lectern, and, you know, not much else. A woman, radio equipment, and a man that's like a crab. Sounds weird. Potentially frightening. So we'll go in there, fresh as daisies, in the next session. What are we going to find? Join me next time to find out. Until then, see you soon. Whew.